Hang on. Oh, come on, baby, come on, go! Not as good as I used to be, but still got it. We are back for the final episode of the week. It's another good one. This is James, chapter 2. Have you ever had a moment in your life where someone told you about a personal struggle that they were going through? Maybe it's like a close friend or even an acquaintance, but basically somebody is sharing with you about some hard times that they've been having. Well, if you're like me, it's very easy to respond with something like, man, I'm sorry that you're going through that, but you know what? You're in my prayers. And now if I'm being super honest and transparent here, there have been plenty of times in my life where I didn't even remember to pray for that person, even after I said that I would. See, the truth is that one of the hardest things in the world for people to do is to put actions behind their words. Listen, it's very easy to say that you're going to do something. It's easy to say things like, have a nice day, praying for you, or you're in my thoughts and prayers. But the truth is that most of us say this one sentence to the person and then we go on with the rest of our day without really giving it another thought. But now listen to what James writes about this in verses 15 through 17. If a brother or sister is naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you says to them, depart in peace, be warmed and filled, but you do not give them the things which are needed for the body, what does it profit? Thus also, faith by itself, if it does not have works, is dead. Remember this, faith by itself is dead. Dead as in useless and not worth anything. Your faith. Unless you pair it with action. So what are you saying, Ben? Do I have to work to earn God's grace? Am I not really a Christian if I'm not actively and constantly doing good deeds? No, that is not what I'm saying. The point that the author James is making here is that when your faith in Christ is genuine, then good works or actions will naturally flow out of you. Listen, it demonstrates authenticity. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Look at verse 19. You believe that there is one God. You do well. Even demons believe and tremble. I've seen so many people over the years that they hear somebody say, well, I believe in God, and then they take that as a sign that the person is actually a follower of Christ. Not so fast. James is pointing out here that even in his day, many people claim to believe in God. And listen, that's great. It's good to believe in God. I'm obviously not knocking that belief. I too believe in God. But simply believing in God isn't enough to do anything for you. James writes that even the devil believes in God, which is a valid point. And it's obviously not benefiting the devil in any way. So what is the difference here? Jesus. No one comes to God the Father without first going through Jesus. When you have faith in Christ, it's obvious because you will see the fruit of the Spirit in your life. Remember the fruits of the Spirit from the last chapter? But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. These are the actions. These are the works that James is talking about. True faith in Christ is evidenced by these things being a part of your life. All right, finally look at verse 26. For as the body without the Spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. Now this is a great closing comparison for this chapter. Let me ask you a question. What is it that separates someone living from someone who's dead? They both may still have a body. They both may generally look the same on the outside, but the difference is action.
Doesn't anyone realize he's dead?
Hold the boat! Got him? Hold the boat!
A dead person doesn't move. If you want your faith activated, if you want to just not believe in God but have Him actively working in your life, then you have to start taking action. I remember years ago, I was going through a very hard personal family problem. And I remember having all kinds of people sympathizing with me, telling me I was in their thoughts and their prayers. But one day, I remember one of my sister's friends came up to me and they asked if they could pray with me right then. Then after we were done praying, they asked me what they could do or if I needed anything. You know why that person stands out to me so much even to this day? Because they took action. They became the hands of Jesus to me that day because of what they did and not just what they said. Guys, if there's one thing that we always need to remember, it's that we don't just talk like we're Christians, but we act like it as well. Love people like Jesus does. That's where the heart of God is. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us today in the book of James. Still 3 more chapters to go in this book, and you do not want to miss it. All the classics are in here. I mean, we could spend weeks in this book, but unfortunately, time will not permit it. Hope you all have an amazing weekend. Go out and tear it up. God bless you guys. We will see you back here on Monday for chapter 3.